Hello and welcome back to Learning English with Podcast Conversation. I'm your host, Tony, and wow, do we have an interesting and, dare I say, super relatable topic for you today. You know that feeling, right? That sense of being, stuck? Like you're in quicksand or maybe just a really slow line at the grocery store and you just can't seem to move forward. Well, today, we're going to dig into that very common experience, why you still feel stuck in life. And to help us navigate this, I'm thrilled to welcome our amazing guest, Jenny. Jenny is a fantastic life coach and speaker who has helped countless people find their way forward. Jenny, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tony. It's wonderful to be here. And yes, that quicksand analogy? Perfect. I think everyone at some point feels that way. It's a universal human experience, isn't it?
Absolutely, it really is. So, Jenny, let's just dive right in. Why do you think so many of us, despite wanting to improve or change things, still find ourselves feeling stuck?
That's a big question, Tony, but a great one. I think one of the biggest reasons is fear. Not just fear of failure, but sometimes, surprisingly, fear of success.
Fear of success? That sounds counterintuitive. Can you explain that a bit more?
Of course, think about it. If you succeed, that means change, right? New responsibilities, new expectations. Maybe you have to step out of your comfort zone permanently. For example, if you dream of starting your own business, the idea of succeeding might bring thoughts like, oh no, what if I have to work even harder? What if people expect too much from me? What if I lose my free time? It's the fear of the unknown that comes with big changes, even positive ones.
Wow, I've never thought about it that way. It's like you want the prize, but you're also scared of what comes with holding the prize. That's a powerful insight.
Exactly. And then there's the more obvious one, fear of failure. This is classic. We don't try because we're afraid we'll look foolish or disappoint ourselves or others. Imagine wanting to learn a new language, like, say, Tiang'an. You might think, what if I can't remember the words? What if I sound silly? Maybe I'm just not good at languages. So you don't even start.
That's so true. I know many of our listeners are learning English, and that fear of making mistakes is a huge barrier. It's like, you want to speak, but your brain says, nope, better safe than sorry.
Right. Another common trap is comparison. Thanks to social media, we constantly see everyone else's highlight reels, their perfect vacations, successful careers, amazing families. And then we look at our own lives, which are, just real life with ups and downs, and we feel like we're falling behind.
Oh, tell me about it. My social media feed is full of people climbing mountains while I'm struggling to climb out of bed on a Monday morning. It really can make you feel inadequate, can't it?
It absolutely can, and it's not a fair comparison because you're comparing your entire, messy, wonderful real-life story to someone else's carefully curated best moments. It creates this feeling of, I'm not good enough, which definitely makes you feel stuck.
That makes a lot of sense. So fear, comparison. What else contributes to this feeling of being unable to move?
A big one is a lack of clear goals or direction. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there, but you'll probably feel lost the entire time. It's like having a map, but no destination marked. You can drive around forever, but you won't arrive anywhere specific.
That's a fantastic analogy. So we need to know our destination. But what if people feel overwhelmed by setting big goals?
That's very common. Many people think, oh, I need to have this grand, life-changing goal immediately. And that's often too much. Instead, I always tell people to start small. What's one tiny step you can take today or this week towards something you want? If your goal is to write a book, don't think about writing 50,000 words. Think about writing one paragraph, or even just outlining one chapter.
One paragraph sounds much less scary than 50,000 words. That's a really actionable tip. So, thinking about goals, what about perfectionism? Does that play a role?
Oh, absolutely. Perfectionism is a huge roadblock. It's the enemy of done. A perfectionist will often delay starting something, or they'll keep revising and revising, never feeling like it's good enough to release or complete. They'd rather do nothing than do something imperfectly.
I feel attacked, Jenny. Just kidding, but seriously. I sometimes find myself rewriting an email 5 times before sending it. And then I think, Tony, it's just an email.
See? It's so common. And it leads to procrastination. If something isn't going to be perfect, why even bother? This mindset keeps you firmly stuck.
So we've talked about these general reasons. Do you have any personal stories or real-life examples that illustrate these points?
I do, actually. I remember a client named Sarah. She always dreamed of becoming a painter. She had all the art supplies, a beautiful studio space, but she never painted. For years, she just kept buying more brushes or new colors, but never actually painted. She came to me feeling so frustrated and stuck.
Wow. That sounds like a clear case of perfectionism, perhaps?
Exactly. When we talked, she admitted she was terrified that her paintings wouldn't be as good as the artists she admired online. She was comparing herself and also had that fear of failure. Her brushes were too nice to waste on a bad painting, she thought, so she just didn't paint.
That's so sad, really, to have a passion and be held back by these internal blocks.
It is, so we started with a very small step. I told her, Sarah, for the next week, I want you to spend just 10 minutes every day in your studio. And I don't care what you do. You can just look at your canvas, you can make a scribble, you can even just clean your brushes. Just be in the space.
That's a brilliant idea. Taking the pressure off entirely?
Yes. And after a few days of just being, she naturally started to make small marks. Then, little by little, she began painting. Not masterpieces at first, of course, but she was painting. She realized that the joy was in the act, not just the perfect outcome. It was about overcoming that initial paralysis.
That's such an inspiring story. It really shows how those small, consistent actions can break the cycle of being stuck. I remember something similar in my own life, actually.
Oh, do tell, Tony.
Well, for years, I wanted to learn to play the guitar. I bought one, even took a few lessons, but then it just sat in the corner of my room, gathering dust. Every time I looked at it, I felt a pang of guilt. I felt stuck because I wanted to play, but I never picked it up.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I kept telling myself I need a full hour to practice, or I'm not talented enough, so why bother? Classic negative self-talk and unrealistic expectations, I guess.
Definitely. The all-or-nothing mindset.
Exactly. Then, one day, I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to play one chord, literally one chord, for 5 minutes. And I did. The next day, I played 2 chords for 10 minutes, and gradually it became a habit. I'm still not a rock star, but I can play a few songs now, and more importantly, I actually enjoy it. That feeling of being stuck with the guitar is gone.
That's fantastic, Tony. What a perfect example of overcoming that feeling of being stuck by taking tiny, manageable steps. It's about building momentum, even if it's slow.
Yeah, and I think that leads us really well into some key takeaways for our listeners. Jenny, if you had to pick 3 actionable or motivational points for someone feeling stuck right now, what would they be?
Okay, my first point would be, identify the why. Asterisk, asterisk. Take a moment to honestly ask yourself, why do I feel stuck? Is it fear of failure? Fear of success? Comparison? Perfectionism? Or maybe you just don't have a clear goal. Understanding the root cause is the first step to untangling it.
That's super important. Self-awareness is key.
My second point is embrace imperfection and take baby steps. Asterisk, asterisk. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Just start. Think of the smallest, easiest action you can take right now. Remember Sarah and her painting? Or your guitar playing, Tony? A tiny step is still a step forward, and it creates momentum.
Yes, done is better than perfect is a mantra I'm trying to live by, and baby steps make it feel less intimidating.
And my third point would be focus on your journey, not just the destination or others' paths. Your path is unique. Celebrate your small wins. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle or end. Every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. Be kind to yourself through the process.
That's beautifully said, Jenny. Be kind to yourself. I think that's something we all need to hear more often. So to recap for our listeners, identify the why, embrace imperfection and take baby steps, and focus on your unique journey while being kind to yourself. These are such powerful takeaways.
I truly believe these can help people shift their mindset and start moving again. It's not about grand gestures. It's about consistent, small acts of courage.
Jenny, this has been an incredibly insightful and inspiring conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today on Learning English with Podcast Conversation.
It was my absolute pleasure, Tony. Thank you for having me.
And to all our wonderful listeners, if you're feeling stuck, remember Jenny's advice. Take that first tiny step. You are capable of so much more than you think. Don't let fear or perfectionism hold you back from your journey. You got this. We hope this episode helps you feel a little less stuck and a lot more motivated. Join us next time for more engaging conversations. Goodbye for now.